Welcome to Ticker Feed channel. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe as I will update you every week on stocks. I created this channel to give the retail investor like myself a go-to source. That way it can be a little easier to determine the particular stock has value to you now or in the future. Okay, welcome guys. I really do appreciate you tuning into this channel. Welcome to Ticker Feed. I am not a financial advisor, but I do like to update every single week on the latest stocks and the latest trends and what's going on with the stocks day to day. So again, as always, I like to show a funny meme when somebody adds another plate to the sink while I'm washing the dishes. That's the kind of look you get. I think that's pretty funny. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I work really hard on creating these videos, and hopefully the content is good enough for you to be able to decide on if you want to buy this stock or at least put it on the watch list. Okay, so I want to kind of explain a quick summary of GEVO. That way you kind of know what the company is about. So let me read this to you, and that way you can kind of get an understanding a little bit more about GEVO. So GEVO addresses the market need of reducing greenhouse gas emissions with sustainable alternatives and is commercializing the next generation of biofuels with diesel, gasoline, and jet fuel that have the potential to achieve zero carbon emissions. GEVO uses low carbon renewable resource-based carbohydrates as raw materials and is developing renewable electricity and renewable natural gas for use in production processes, resulting in low carbon fuels with substantially reduced carbon intensity. Our products perform as well or better than traditional fossil fuel based fuels in infrastructure and engines, but with substantially reduced greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, so what I got from that is, at the end of the day, they're trying to lower the carbon emissions that go into the air, right? So that's that greenhouse gas emissions. So that's a little summary about GEVO. Okay, so yeah, if you actually go on the GEVO website, they actually have, for investors, you click and they actually have a presentation that was made in January. And so the first thing I want to show you is that you have greenhouse gases are increasing. And so it shows a chart from 1960 all the way to 2020. And it says in May 2019, it was 414.65 parts per million. Now in May 2020, you had 417. So I'm only going to assume here coming up on this May, it'll be a year later, and the parts per million are only going to continue to increase. Then the other thing I want to show you is, are temperatures rising? And so the average temperature anomaly global, right? So as you can see, from 1880 all the way to 2020, according to this chart, which the data source is NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies, or GISS for credit, right? It continues to go up, and it's only continuing to go up. So the last thing I want to show you too is smog and air pollution is a problem. And yes, fossil fuel creates it, right? Because they're all about biofuels and renewable fuels. Okay, so pre-COVID, here's a picture on your left. And this is going to be in LA. And then on your right, April 2020. Huge difference. Pre-COVID, after. I mean, that's something you want to think about, right? So no particulates, no sulfur, no nitrogen. When people aren't driving, the emissions aren't going into the air. I mean, that's something that you want to think about. And so this company is clearly trying to demonstrate the greenhouse gas emissions, and that just the industries that it, each industry creates its own emissions and what this company can do for it. So I think it's pretty interesting. And again, you can dive a little bit deeper, but the website itself does a really good job of explaining that. Okay, so I found this link on investorplace.com. I just saw this, it just came up yesterday afternoon, and so I'm just going to kind of read it to you. It says GEVO stock will likely float down from lofty heights despite its cash. So again, GEVO is a Colorado-based renewable jet fuel producer and has over $534 million in cash in the bank after it raised a net $321.7 million recently, which represents 21% of its market value of $2.47 billion. But they think that GEVO stock is likely to float down over 57% from here. It's not likely the company is running a super unprofitable business. For example, its cash flow from the operations minus capex over the last 12 months to September is negative 22 million. But this was during a period of depressed travel. Obviously, that was during 2020. So the 533 million in cash GEVO now has given its breathing room. It would allow the company to scale up operations to lower input costs. So as a result, the market has pushed up GEVO stock in anticipation of potential profits. For example, even though the 321 million capital raise was done at $8 per share, GEVO is at $12.47 as of February 17th. So I just wanted to give you those numbers because they do have cash flow. They have money in the bank. So clearly, with this new technology that they have and what their expectations are on with the jet fuel and the biofuel, instead of using petro, they'll use alternative technology, and they have cash in the bank. That's something to think about if you are wanting to purchase this and or do the options with the puts or the calls. Okay, as always, I like to just kind of show you what the price is currently for GEVO. And so pre-market on the 18th, which is going to be today, it's at $12.47. So if you look a month ago, it had a low of $8.67, rose to $13.24, and it's just kind of gone up, gone down, I believe due to the options. But it's currently had a 52-week high of $15.57, and it is just slowly, not dramatically, but slowly just dipping. I mean, I think it's trying to level out, but I just want you to see that. And then pre-market, it's like I said, it's leveling out. It's not dramatically dropping by any means, but there's GEVO, the renewable chemical and advanced biofuel company. Let me know what you think about the company. Tell me if that's a company that you are interested in buying. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video. And I'll just continue every single week updating you on the latest stocks or the latest updates for stocks. That way I can save you time and you can spend your time on family, friends, or just entertainment, and you can have the latest update on what's going on in the market. So I really do appreciate it. Thanks.